So welcome to Happy Hungry Hibby, and what I want to bring you this week is an absolutely exclusive review of the one and only Kimchi by Kimmy. So this book is absolutely sensational. Kimmy was really kind to send me a lovely note and a signed copy of her book, along with some products which are absolutely sensational. So if you are new or you're a novice or you're an expert on kimchi, whatever the case, this is the kimchi book to go and get. It is so well written. You can almost feel the responsibility of writing this book on Kimmy for the Korean people, because it's something that is so ingrained in their society and their culture. It's written with so much love and passion. It's beautifully written. It covers a wonderful insight, including all the different provinces and areas of Korea, sharing that insight of how there's many different variations of kimchi, depending on geographically where, if it's inland or coastal, using seafood. This really does introduce you into authentic Korean food, and kimchi is becoming very popular, especially as fermented foods are becoming more available because of the health properties. It's, gut health, it's becoming very popular. Fermented foods has been ingrained in society globally, but for Korea, this is something that they have done for centuries. One thing that I also like about this book is the quality. It's a very grab and ready book to get off the shelf and use, whether it's be making kimchi or many different innovative products. It's a stellar 10 out of 10, well worth getting. I really love at the end showing you all the different seasonal recipes to make with kimchi, whether you're using it fresh or some of the aged versions, things like this, the kimchi avocado on toast, and mixing the different cuisines globally, whether it be a stir-fried kimchi udon with greens, remarkable, kimchi grilled cheese sandwich, lots of British classics, the gratin, and also the macaroni cheese. You could actually just use kimchi on many different recipes that you would never even thought of. And one thing I really do love at the end of the book is showing you how to make different sauces from this. You can even buy sriracha with kimchi now, but it's not authentic. By making your own kimchi or buying the authentic versions and using it in recipes is way better, because a lot of these branded products that have the kimchi label on are not always authentic and using proper kimchi. And I really like the troubleshooting guide at the end as well. Really love the acknowledgements as well on how Kimmy has written this, and her loving tribute to her family, and also great to see her networking with other famous fermenters as well, like Dr. Johnny Drain and Sam Cooper. So yeah, looking at the chapters of the book, you first of all start with an introduction, which is really important because it explains a bit about the author Kimmy herself. It's just a bit of a love letter to the people in her life and her culture. Kimmy isn't just a home cook. She's actually got many different accreditations from being a chef, and she's also got a Cordon Bleu with working in London. She then decided to create her own company, I think about 8 years ago. The absolutely wonderful Kimchi and Radish. This is done in small batches but authentic. All you have to do is open up these jars and you can see the kimchi bubbling, so it's authentic. It's actually unpasteurized, it's not heat treated, and it's a very difficult product to do, using these pressurized jars and things like that. Feeds these into kind of like food service and really high-end restaurants. So really good to see that she is not bothered about these going into retailers. She brings this incredible cuisine of a mixture of different Asian cuisines, but also with global and also traditional British recipes. But yeah, just looking into Kimmy, I really love her way of storytelling into this book, and you can really see how much passion has gone into this. What I love about this, it's just looking into many different areas of what kimchi is, the diversity, adaptation, the craft, the soul, and also lots of misconceptions with kimchi and different variations and how different people have made different products of kimchi. But yes, it is about patience and how it's a real art, not something to be rushed at all. But then yes, looking at the chapter, part 1, roots and rituals, understand the history, culture and craft of kimchi. Just look at the illustrations, it's absolutely wonderful. And I really love these little bowls which I use myself to try and, you know, prepare things in advance and just make them to combine together. It just looks so authentic. But yeah, this is kind of like looking into the history, the humble beginnings, chimchai, which is a variation of kimchi, also the gochugaru revolution and how these different forms of these ingredients came together. What gochugaru is actually the introduction of the chili, the red pepper, into Korea, which happened in the late 16th century. And of course that takes the spicy condiments which actually complements and goes with the cabbage or any other variation that you're going to make, and also the regional seasonal diversity as well. But then also looking at the present and future of kimchi, talking about the traditions and kimjang as well, talking about the heritage of the Koreans and what is kimjang, you know, a living tradition. And then it goes into the landscape of flavour, looking at the different geographic regions of Korea, including North Korea. It's got a little bit of a homage to kind of like the cool, clear and quiet complexity of the North Korea, which is, it's a love letter to Korea. You know, it's just wonderful, showing all that respect and history for all the different regions. And here I just love the map, just showing the whole area of Korea. And yeah, it's remarkable actually seeing Seoul, the capital, is actually, yeah, it's right next to North Korea. So, you know, you'd always think let it be in the south, central, but no, it's right on that border. I love seeing how it's split into the 5 different regions for South Korea. Yeah, it then goes into part 2, the craft of kimchi, the ingredients and presentation. Absolutely important in just explaining how the heart of fermentation and how that happens. And it also just gives you an introduction to different other ferments. And there's 3 different categories that this book brings to you. The lactic acid fermentation, and then also yeast and mold. Yeast ferments are things like beer, wine, and also different rice drinks. I did try one from Japan fairly recent and it was wonderful. So I'm really looking forward to trying a Korean one as well, mak gioli. But yeah, the lactic acid fermentation is the category that kimchi sits under. It then just goes into the different principles of kimchi and also explains to you the kind of like the key ingredients you need to use to make it authentic. And that includes only using the Korean chili flakes and avoiding things like miso and soy sauce and gochujang. They aren't generally authentic ingredients to add. I really love also when it gets into, yeah, just explaining also the difference between kimchi and sauerkraut. Very different. Sauerkraut is Eastern European and their interpretation of it. But yeah, kimchi is its own universe. I love the wording. This is kind of like a scientific breakdown of kimchi being fermented over different stages from day 0 right into the different weeks, months and so on, and the active fermentation processes like the peak ferment. This book is really good in terms of the breakdown, but also it's educational. It explains to you the basis of everything from the science side of it, but also how to make things authentic, and also really love the troubleshooting as well. So yeah, it covers absolutely every different component of the kimchi ingredients, including salt, including the cabbage itself, looking into different variations, and if you can't get the large Korean cabbage, then yes, you can gives you a practical guide into finding different things as well. Also other different ingredients, including the gochugaru, which is the Korean chili flakes, essential that you get that because that's the authentic version. And then also it breaks down the garlic, ginger and jiatgal, which is kind of like that umami side of the kimchi. The jiatgal is basically, yes, that additional umami twist, which includes shrimps, anchovies, squid, oysters. But if you don't have that and you want to make it vegan, you can actually make like a kelp water alternative. It then also covers how to serve kimchi, which is very important. The different temperatures, at what stage, you know, how to garnish and final touches and different ideas. Then we go into part 3, which is the recipes. Many different variations of kimchi, you know, whether it's the poggy kimchi, it explains the classics of that, and then mac kimchi. So the difference between those two is whether it's been done wholesome or whether it's been chopped up. And as you can see here, wonderful illustrations of how this is assembled, and this is showing you the chopped up version here and how to assemble it and put it into the jar. So real craftsmanship. And then you've got pa kimchi, which is done with the spring onions. So yes, over the course of this chapter, it covers around about 12 different types of kimchi, going through the whole cultural development of many different variations. Really interesting. I really cannot wait to try some of these and actually have a go at making them. But I'm going to start off with a very basic form to get to understand these on a basic level. But this is the part also which I think is amazing in terms of a year of ferments, which is the next chapter, turning kimchi using different seasonal vegetables and foraged items as well. So starting off with broccoli kimchi, which just sounds remarkable. So basically you are going to be fermenting broccoli, and then wild garlic. Wow, you know, I absolutely love wild garlic. I've actually done many recipes myself, including my own wild garlic kimchi, but it's certainly not going to be a touch on this variation at all, because I never used daikon to begin with, so it wasn't really an authentic kimchi. Yeah, do check out my video for what I have done with wild garlic. You know, dandelion kimchi as well, asparagus chive kimchi, and then it goes into the part of carrot kimchis and different forms, and then it goes into the summer, the crunch and the bright, and how to use during the summer things like watermelon rind kimchi, summer herb kimchi, cherry tomato kimchi. I did try a really interesting recipe from Kenji Morimoto, and this does look very similar to that. Wow, just looks absolutely amazing, really is. She had lots of different recipes, courgette ribbon kimchi, and then it goes into autumn and beetroot and pear kimchi. Wow, there is so much to cover. Celeriac kimchi, and then it goes into then all the recipes. So yeah, this is absolutely sensational. So I really cannot wait to read this again and again and again, and cover the different kimchis, but also some of the amazing recipes and innovation that Kimmy's done is absolutely remarkable. So yes, do go and get yourself a copy. It is absolutely fantastic, and it's perfectly split into the classic, the traditional, the innovative recipes. It also covers different seasonal recipes, but also some modern twists as well. But what I love about this book is the accessibility of it, just to pick it up, grab it, read it, whether you're making kimchi itself or actually using kimchi for many different recipes. But she also breaks down the kimchi pantry, the ingredients, how to make it authentic, and there's also some troubleshooting tips as well, which is really useful if you're having issues and you're getting some kind of like yeasts growing on top. So whether you want to make a classic cabbage kimchi or use ferments in something like a kimchi and cheese toasty, or baked beans, or even a jacket potato, or a mac and cheese, you know, absolutely wonderful. And the inspiration this book has brought me is remarkable, because I often have had a jar of kimchi and not always known how to use it. So this sort of brings the kimchi into that light and shows you how to use a versatile product. This also does support a lot of vegan and plant-based recipes, but also in itself, you know, it shows you also how to adapt things. Whether you don't want to use anchovies, you can make your own kelp water as a vegan alternative. So yeah, some recipes are absolutely perfect just to give these sometimes quite bland whole food plant-based recipes that extra umami, that real spicy sort of flavor bomb. They're absolutely phenomenal products. So yeah, do check her out, and her social media on Instagram. Yes, so some of the products Kimmy's kindly sent is this beetroot kimchi tonic. It's absolutely sensational. I've actually just realised that I can mix this with some water kefir as well, and it is an absolute flavour bomb. You can also mix it with tonic water, sparkling water, or just have a little shot, and it's just super tasty. So yeah, thank you, Kimmy, for sending this, and I really cannot wait to try more of the products with many different variations. I'm looking forward to going on your website and purchasing, especially some of the wild garlic kimchi. That looks sensational. So I'm going to put the link below for Kimmy's website for the kimchi and radish. A sample of this here, which I'm going to toast to Kimmy. Wow, that is just a flavour bomb. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, Really hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe. Videos done every fortnight. Also turn on those notifications. Bing! Just to be sure to get the notification from my videos. Also check out my playlist for other ferment cookbooks. I'm going to do a video of my top 5 favourite, and this will 100% be in that. There's been some absolutely stellar ferment books that have come out over the past couple of years, and this goes right up there with the rest. So yeah, just would love to just say thank you to Kimmy, and I'm really looking forward to trying some of your other products as well and adapting these into my recipes. So take care everyone, enjoy.